Now it's time to talk about earbuds. Xiaomi, which is a advertiser on Cybershack, sent through these brand new earbuds for us to have a look at. And I thought, you know what? We'll throw these at Mr. Independence himself, Geoff Quattromani, tech expert, friend of the show. Get his views after using these buds for a week or so. Morning to you or afternoon to you, Geoff Quattromani.
G'day, Charlie. Thanks for having me.
Now, good to have a chat to you as per usual. These new Xiaomi buds, second ones that they've done in this range. Tell me about them. How did you find them?
Look, they're pretty interesting. They have a pretty familiar look to them. And I actually think that's a very good thing, that they do look like a lot of competitor products that you'll see on the market, most notably probably from Apple. Now, these
Mm.
particular buds, they do have the typical stem and the small bud that goes into the ear and a case that recharges them as well. So one of the great advantages straight away is that these buds, while they have a 4-hour battery life on their own, so you can listen to them for 4 hours straight, when you do put them back in the case, they get recharged. You're not always looking for a power point to actually recharge your headphones. So having that rechargeable case almost gives you up to 14 hours of listening time, and that's more than
Wow.
enough to get through a normal day.
It is, isn't it? And that's the thing with buds. There's a couple of things. It's the losing of them, which is very very hard to stop if you lose one bud. But also it's the can you get through a day of listening to them, which most of us would be interested in doing through a regular workday, for example.
Absolutely. And from my perspective in testing these, I went and caught a train. I'm sitting on the train listening to some music. When I get off the train, put it back in the case, it's recharging, it's getting its juice back. And then it was just one of those simple experiences. And anyone who hasn't used wireless earphones before will just love how simple that is, because when you take them out, they automatically connect to your phone. There's nothing to actually do. You just put them on and away you go. You can also double tap the one side to skip songs or double tap the other side to open up the voice assistant. So if you're using an Apple device like I was, for example, opens up Siri and I can just say, play the next song or play a particular artist. And again, not doing anything. It's just all hands free. And I do love that experience. Not having wires even between the buds themselves is also an added advantage, because at this price point, you won't find many brands, if any, that actually offer individual buds that connect to your phone.
Setting them up, a lot of people who just you pick them up out of the packaging, for example. I mean, how obvious is it how you go about connecting these to your device? Because some of them you got to hold the button down for this amount of time, wait for this, wait for that flash. When that flash does that, open this, then do this. What about these ones from Xiaomi?
Look, it's quite simple. There is instructions in the box, but I almost didn't need them because there is a pretty obvious button on the side that when you do open the case for the first time, you hold it for a couple of seconds. You do see that light start to flash. In
Mm.
my iPhone, open up Bluetooth settings, and I was easily connected. So it is simple. Unfortunately, they do have instructions in the box, which again, not many brands do that anymore. Is actually put the instructions in there. They expect you to just know.
And unfortunately, lots of people they don't. The next thing I wanted to know about was, do these ones have any sort of element of noise cancellation built into it? Anything on those grounds?
They have isolation for voice calls. So if you are on the phone with somebody, the audio experience is pretty good. Even if there is a bit of wind about, they can still pick up your voice and hear them fairly well. They don't do noise cancellation from an audio point of view. So if I'm listening to music, it's not going to completely, block that out. Depending on
Mm.
on your ear size, and it's a weird thing to talk about when you talk about people's ears, but these buds do have a one size fits all, and hopefully it's that perfect fit so you do have a good listening experience. But what we do know with some people, if they've got larger ears than others, it actually may be quite loose in the ear. And as a result, that audio experience won't be as good. But having a good fit is always important.
All right, so you found 4 hours. Sorry, you found 14 hours of listening throughout the day. How many recharges is that to get to that amount of total time?
So because each every time you use them, you've got 4 hours of use just on the buds alone. So you will need to
Yeah.
recharge it, 2 or 3 times to make the most of all the power that's inside the case itself. But usually, if we're honest, 14 hours is a lot to do in one day. I'd expect that you're going to be home and ready to charge back in if you have to.
Very good. All right, Xiaomi's buds. More details in the comment or in the post below. Check them out. We'll also have more from Xiaomi over the coming weeks here on the show. They are an advertiser on our website. Full disclosure on that one. But Geoff, thanks for taking us through your thoughts on the product. Independent as always. Appreciate your time once again.
My pleasure. Thanks, Charlie.